Callum Walsh, how are you?
Good, yeah, I'm all good, yeah. Better
You're
now, innit?
you're
Yeah,
you're home for a few weeks. Well, you're not home. This isn't home to you. You're Cork. You're a Cork man
yeah,
through and through. So
yeah,
you're
I'm from Cork, but, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been back here. I'm going back Wednesday, back to LA on Wednesday, so it'll be 2 weeks.
Okay. Okay. How have you found it being
Yeah,
home
it
for
was good. Yeah,
Christmas?
it's cold. I was in Brazil there before for Christmas, out
Oh
in 40
wow.
degrees C out in Brazil, and back to Cork then. It's a bit cold, right? But that's grand.
That's probably a departure from the cold, dreary old Christmases we have over here.
Yeah, so yeah, I didn't feel like Christmas at all because it was so hot out there.
Yeah.
But,
Um, well, look, yeah. Listen, I have a couple of questions, and then we're going to go into the stuff that you want, the impressions. That'll be at the end. But yeah, you grew up in Cork. I believe you started boxing from the age of 6.
yeah, I started boxing when I was 6, and just been doing it ever since. No, it's all
Yeah,
I knew. And I had no intentions of ever turning pro, or I didn't really know what I was going to do. Obviously, because I was 6 years old, I didn't have a plan yet. But yeah, I just love to fight and I love to box, and sitting here now.
yeah, 100%. And just hooked on it from the get go. And was there any other sport that you kind of delved into? I know you played a bit of GA when you went to LA. Um, that obviously Cork there's a massive Gaelic community in Cork for hurling and football. I'll tell you now, my grandparents are actually from Cork. My granddad was from Blackpool, and he played underage with Christy Ring. If you know
Yeah,
that name
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah,
synonymous in
yeah,
Cork. So
yeah.
he was a massive hurling man. So I'd say that the hurling side of you, the Gaelic side of you didn't leave you even when you were still in LA playing.
Yeah, absolutely. When I was growing up, I played yeah, a bit of hurling and a bit of football. So when I went to
Yeah.
LA, I found actually a team over there, the LA Cougars. So I started playing with a few Irish boys out there. But then once my career started to get a bit more serious, and
Yeah.
injuries were a big concern, so they made me to stop playing and just focus on my boxing career.
I read that somewhere. The Freddie Roach. You showed Freddie Roach. He didn't know what Gaelic or hurling was, and when you showed him the clips, he said, "No, no, put a stop to that."
Yeah, he said put a stop to that. Yeah, I thought I was going to make it big over there in football, but had to go into boxing instead.
Brilliant. Well, look, yeah, look, it's great. I played GA for a while as well. I remember my granddad watching me. He was very honest though. That's the thing about Cork people that I love. Honesty is the best policy with Cork people. And I remember playing GA in front of him, and I'd have a good game or a bad game. You're all right. You're okay now, boy. That's what he'd say to me. But what I love about what you've been doing with yourself, you really went for it with regards to your career, with regards to the boxing, and I know you wanted to qualify for the Olympics. COVID put a stop to that, which was very unfortunate. COVID seemed to be unfortunate for everyone in every area of profession for those 2 years that it was around. But what I loved was that you flew out to LA. You had to stay in Mexico for a few weeks before you entered the US. But you took such an old school approach into kind of getting your name out there. You went to Freddie Roach's gym in LA. You just showed up with a gym bag, and you went from there. That's a proper old school approach. Usually, a lot of the boxers of today, it's a DM, isn't it? It's a little message that they send on Instagram or on Twitter.
Yeah, I shut up the door and said, "These do the talking. Let me in there." No, I went in and yeah, I sparred. And he told me come back the next day. That's all he said to me after the spar. He said, "All right, come back tomorrow." And that's what I've been doing every day since, just coming back tomorrow and hoping for the best.
Fair play to me. I love that as well. I love people that take bets on themselves, because it is anything you do in life. I mean, I've been at this now it'll be nearly a decade come November this year. And I remember I was working in retail, in fashion retail, and I remember I just decided, fuck it, I've got a couple of viral videos. I may as well go and do this for a living. But I didn't know where I was going from there. And then I ended up doing a few pieces with Joe.ie. So I really do admire people that take that bet on themselves. And you knew you had the talent and the drive and the ability, But I think what's most important is that you have a fantastic work ethic. And that's far more important than having all the talent and ability in the world. Because if you have that work ethic along with that, you'll go far, you know. So fair play to you for that. I really do admire that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. Like you can be in all the right places and you can be doing the right things, but if you're not gonna work for it, you know, you're not gonna get it. And I understood that when I was in LA and I was in Freddie Roach's gym. I knew I was gonna have to work harder than ever, and that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And obviously you're fighting Madison Square Garden against Ishmael Villarreal. That must have been unbelievable having, Triple H and Dana White watching you ringside. Must have been a surreal feeling.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. You know, just a fight there in Madison Square Garden as the main event. Like 22 years old, it was an unbelievable feeling. And I'm actually going to fight there again March 15th. I'm going to headline Madison Square Garden again March 15th.
Well, that's segue. You just segued into my next question, so that's good to hear. Is there an opponent?
There's no opponent yet. Well, there might be, but I don't know if there's an opponent yet. I just know I have the date and that I'm fighting. So
brilliant stuff, mate. Brilliant stuff. Well, look, it's great, and everyone in the country is backing you, and it's great to see you doing so well. And it's, as I said before, I admire you for taking that huge leap and going over to LA, and it's worked out for you big time. I just want to talk to you as well. There is rumors of you eyeing a fight in the octagon in the near future. Is that a possibility? I know boxing is the main focus, but are you looking at that in the long run?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the near future. I'd say after my boxing career, yeah, definitely. I want to give it a go, but
yeah,
it's a lot of work. I have to put a lot of training into it. That's a good thing. I'm just nearly 23 now. I have a long time.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say near future, but I'd say after my boxing career, I might give it a go. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Well, look, I want you to enjoy whatever that dessert is you got there, because I'm gonna take over from here and just do a couple of impressions.
Yeah, I'll poke in here like popcorn at the cinema.
All right, Callum. Yeah, because this is the usual thing that I do with guests. I have to entertain them. And Mike Tyson wants to say a couple of words to you.
Callum, I appreciate what you're doing. I mean, the fact that you showed up to Freddie's gym with your gym bag, I appreciate that, and you just gotta bet on yourself, When I was with Customato, when I showed up to his gym, he thought I was some kid from the street that had no future, but I got a future, man. Like you, so I appreciate that. I want to bring in boxing royalty for Katie Taylor.
Yeah, Callum, fair play to you, honestly. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. Obviously headlining Madison Square Garden, a year and a half after I did, fair play to you. We're taking over New York, and yeah, it's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, pal.
The Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
Just want to say to you, Callum, fantastic. Fair play to you. Get job. I do appreciate everything that you do. So that's good. Do you know what I mean? Put yourself out there. Be the man.
My dad wants to say a couple of words as well.
I tell you what, son. I tell you what. You put yourself out there. You be the man. More fights.
And I tell you, that's what you're going to do. John Fury ruins my voice. That's why we move on to Tommy. Yeah, just want to say, well done to you. Fantastic. Brilliant what you're doing, pal. So fair play to you. I've got to go back to Molly May now.
I just want to do some Nate Diaz as well, so that's whatever. Man, so I'm not the UFC anymore. I probably should be, but it is what it is, so that's it. I don't know if I can swear on this, but fair play to you, man. I'm happy for you.
I want to do Floyd Mayweather. You training with Freddie Roach. Me and Freddie, we got history. He trained Manny Pacquiao, and you got to do that. I appreciate what you do, man. I'm happy with what you're doing. You got to keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. I don't know, Callum, if you watched the I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here, but I know Tony Bellew was on that, and it was great, mate. I had a great time, obviously, and Everton are playing well at the moment. Obviously, my main focus was boxing for years, but now it's Everton. Complaining about Everton losing games and doing that. So I don't know. Who do you support, by the way? Do you support the Premier League team?
United, by Manchester United.
Good man. Get to that. I wanted to do some Chris Eubank with you as well. I think you're a very talented young man, and obviously,
what I appreciate about some of the young boxers that come up, they're also historians in a way. They know the history of the sport. Unlike young footballers, they would not have remembered, the likes of great players like Kevin Keegan or great players like George Best or Bobby Charlton. But you know boxers like Chris Eubank and a fellow Irishman and Steve Collins, yes? You remember the fight, Mill Street? You're a Cork man. You probably remember that. It was amazing. It was an experience, even though I lost. It's one of the greatest fights I've ever taken part in. Yes.
Want to do a bit of right key with you. Fair play to you. You're doing a great job. As a fellow Corkman, well done to you. It is, you're doing a decent job. Fair play. March 15th. That's the date of the fight, is it?
March 15th, yeah.
We're looking forward to it. It should be great. No, it should be great. And another fellow Cork man wants to say a couple of words to you as well.
Ronan O'Gara wants to say fair play to you. You're doing a great job and it's brilliant now. So, and that's it. That's all I have to say about that.
You're a Man United fan. I may as well chime in with a few United ones. Obviously, Wayne Rooney had actually I had a bit of history in boxing. I've boxed amateur for a long time, even though Phil Bardsley knocked me out in my kitchen. That's another story, mate. That's another story.
I don't know if you want me to do 10 Hag, if you're 10 Hag in or 10 Hag out. If you watch the game tonight, we see what happens. So it should be good. Who knows? Who knows? See what happens.
Rio Ferdinand as well. Do you remember, Callum? Right, I was gonna go into boxing. Do you remember that?
I met Rio Ferdinand in Venice Beach.
In Venice Beach, mate, Venice unbelievable. You talk about my boxing career to me. What happened? He was gonna fight a cruiserweight. That was it.
I know you're obviously a Man United fan, but I want to bring in Jamie Carragher. I want to speak to you. Callum, I think you do great. You really are. You're doing fantastic, and you're very exciting. That's what I love about young fighters. They're so exciting. They bring that excitement to them, You've got young players coming up, that are fantastic. You've got Jarell Kwanzaa at Liverpool. He's an exciting young player. Kobe Minor. That's what I love about young sports stars. Very exciting. Luke Littley, watch the game. He's great. He's fantastic. So it's great. He's also a Manchester United fan. So it's really good. Is there any other United ones I'm missing out? I think Jose Mourinho as well. I think you're special. I think so. I think you have a great future ahead of you. I think so. Very good future. Very good future.
There's a couple of actors as well. Robert De Niro wants to say, you got a gift. I played Jake LaMotta. You got a gift. Let me tell you that. You got a gift. Mark Wahlberg, who played Mickey Ward.
How you doing? You're doing a really good job. Well done to you, Callum. You got to do what you got to do. All right, it's really good. That clap was very loud, a lot of loud there.
As well, Gordon Ramsay wants to say to you, fantastic young talent you are, young man. So well done to you. Amazing, well done. I haven't forgot anyone. Kell Brook.
Yeah, the main thing is what you have to do, Callum. Oh, hopefully you're not out of time. Just before we end this interview, just do what you got to do, mate, and make money for the baby.
Callum, thank you very much for putting up with that.
Thanks for all the boys. Thanks to all the boys doing it. So.
The boys. Yeah, listen, mate. Thank you for taking this interview. I wish you all the best with everything. It's great to see young Irish talent putting themselves out there, doing so well. Keep going with it, mate. You've got the country behind you. You've got Cork behind you. I have a love for Cork. My grandparents being from there. So, no, fair play to you, mate. Well done. And all the best on March 15th.
Thanks very much. Yeah, I appreciate it.
No problem.